Thank you so much. Have a good one. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you for returning if you are a subscriber, and if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for being here. Today's video is going to be a very chill, just casual, chatty video. I have been meaning to answer a lot of your guys' questions around some life updates that are happening this year. 2022 is going to be a big year for me, and I have been wanting to sit down and just like dedicate a video to it for a long time, just to kind of explain everything to you guys, but I wanted to do it in a fun way. So I actually am in St. Louis right now visiting my parents, and I just had to go run some errands, and I was starving, like so hungry, and I was like, you know what would be so fun to do, like a little mukbang style video, or mukbang, however you guys say it. I did a few of these when I first started this channel. You guys need to watch them. I'll link one right here for you. I love mukbang style videos, like literally just watching people eat, and like it's so satisfying to me. So grab a snack. If you've already eaten, grab a cup of coffee, whatever it is, grab something to sit down with me so we can just sit down and like hang out as friends and just chat, because I just went to Freddy's. If you guys don't have a Freddy's where you live, I'm so sorry. It's the best. It's similar to a Steak and Shake. If you've ever had Steak and Shake, that's kind of what it's like. It's more like thin style burgers, but to me, I might admit that's a little bit better than Steak and Shake. It's so good. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna treat myself today, go out, get some Freddy's, and just like eat it with you guys while we chat and talk about all things life. All right, so let's see what we got. I got some fries. They have like the best fries. They're super seasoned, and I personally love like some thin fries, like bonus fries. So yummy. And then I got a burger. They, like I said, they're like those thin style burgers, but I get the doubles. And then you have to get the fry sauce if you come to Freddy's. They have their own fry sauce, and it's so good. And I also got some cheese because I really like dipping my fries in cheese. All right, so we're just gonna sit down, chat, and eat together. So I have a few things that I want to update you guys on, and I also asked you guys some questions over on Instagram. Life has been super crazy lately, and I think you guys know that 2022 is looking a lot like 2020 and just almost worse, it seems like, in the education field at least. And with this new variant and everything, it's just been insane. All teachers are out, like staff shortages like no other. I'm not going to go into that too much in detail because I just filmed a video all about it, which I will link right here for you guys to go watch. I literally explain everything that is going on in my school in particular, and kind of like update you guys on where our school is currently at. But life's just been so crazy lately. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys know I've worked with them in the past. I love them so much just because I love what they stand for, and I love sharing it with you guys. And if I can help even just one person by sharing about BetterHelp, makes it all worth it. And if you guys aren't familiar with BetterHelp, BetterHelp is professional therapy done securely online. It's not a crisis line or like a self-help line. It's online professional therapy, just like you would get in person, but it's 100% online. BetterHelp just really wants to help people find the professional help that they need. And nowadays, it's like everybody's going to therapy, and I love that. I think that's amazing that people are starting to take control of their mental health just as much as their physical health, because it is just as, if not more important than physical health. And I personally have struggled with mental health issues, more so in the last 5 years of my life than ever in my life before. I think that's really common as you get older and you start facing a lot more challenges in life. And I personally know the benefit of seeing someone and talking to someone and working through your problems with another person. It can be really helpful to have another set of ears. I know a lot of my friends have gone through this. A lot of people that I've met on social media have gone through the process of trying to find a therapist, and it can be a really daunting task and be kind of hard to find one, honestly, especially finding one that's the perfect fit for you. So what I love about BetterHelp is that it makes it so much simpler for you to find a therapist that fits your needs. BetterHelp has over 20,000 different therapists, and the great thing is, if you match with a therapist and you're like, you know what, we're just not vibing, which is super common, happens all the time, they understand, and they make it a free, 100% free and easy switch to find another therapist that works better for you. BetterHelp also offers a lot of financial aid opportunities in case it's just not in your budget right now. So I love that they are just truly trying to help. They know the importance of therapy and taking care of your mental health and talking to someone, and they just want to help. So that's why I love BetterHelp so much, as I think they're just such a great platform, and it's just something that I want everyone to know about in case you have at all been thinking about talking to someone or going to therapy, or maybe you just need something. Maybe something's missing from your life. You're not waking up happy and fulfilled and you are just feeling down, and my DMs are always open. Please reach out if you ever need someone to talk to, but I really encourage you to seek professional help if there's ever times in your life where you are just feeling down, you're feeling sad, you're not feeling happy or fulfilled, and you just need something and you need someone to talk to and you need guidance and advice and help. So I really encourage you to seek help if you ever do feel like you need it. I personally think online, it's like obviously the most universal way to do anything nowadays, but I mean, it's genius to have online therapy because you don't have to drive to go see a therapist. I know sometimes that's like the part is like having to get out of the house and go drive to go see someone, have an uncomfortable waiting room experience, waiting for them to come see you. All of those things, where BetterHelp cuts all those steps out, and all you have to do, you can sit in the comfort of your own home, pull up your laptop, and just have a one-on-one call with a professional therapist. I will have the link to check out BetterHelp down in the description box below, and you can use betterhelp.com/Madison Campbell to sign up and get 10% off your first month and join the over 1 million people that are taking care of their own mental health. So let's go ahead and eat because I am literally starving. I wanted to go ahead and start off by kind of explaining my situation that I've been in for the last few years and why ultimately I'm going to be moving this year. But first, I gotta take a bite. So good. Best decision I've made all week. Okay, so enough beating around the bush. If you guys know, I currently live with my boyfriend, Kyle. We've been dating for 4 years in March, and when we first started dating, he was in undergrad, but he has been going through 4 years of medical school for the majority of our relationship. So Kyle goes to medical school at Mizzou. We currently live in Columbia, Missouri, and the entire process honestly has just flown by. It's actually insane. It feels like we just started dating and we're talking about medical school and like how we have 4 years to get through it all. But Kyle graduates in May, so we're almost done with medical school, which is so freaking crazy to think about. And we're moving on. So I want to tell you a little bit about the process and how it all works. So in medical school, if you guys date anyone or have dated anyone, know anyone that is in medical school, you guys know the process is long and it's crazy. After medical school, Kyle will be going to a residency program for the next 4 years. Residency programs vary in length. Sometimes they're 2 years, sometimes they're 4, sometimes they're 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It all depends on what they're specializing in. Kyle is specializing in anesthesia, so his program is 4 years long with a 1-year fellowship afterwards. So we are moving, and wherever we're moving to, we'll be there for at least the next 4 years, possibly 5. So how it all works and where we end up going is based on a matching process. The last year of medical school, Kyle has spent interviewing at different residency programs across the country. There's a lot that goes into it. They take into account how your interview went, their STEP scores. The STEP exam is a big board exam that medical students have to take in their 2nd and 4th year of medical school. So Kyle has really been working so hard the last few years, all leading up to this moment, because it's really important to get into a good residency program. So like I said, we currently live in Missouri, but Kyle has been interviewing in residency programs all over the country, and some of those places include Michigan, Pennsylvania, Texas, Minnesota, Nebraska, and he's also interviewing at WashU, which is in St. Louis, Missouri, where we're both from. So yes, we have the opportunity to move back to St. Louis and pretty much be able to stay in our hometown for the next 4 years. But on the same note, we also have the chance that he will get accepted and matched into a program in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So we've known for the last few years that this is a possibility and that we may have to make a really big move come 2022. And it's crazy that it's already 2022. It's all led up to this, and we find out where we're going to move in March, on March 18th. So it's a really exciting time. There's a lot of anxiety leading up to it, a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves. I, of course, want what's best for him. I want him to match wherever he wants to go ultimately. Of course, it comes down to, we have different preferences for location where we'd rather be, but at the end of the day, I want him to be in a program where he's happiest and most excited about. So you guys, the fact that I don't know where I'm moving to in a matter of months is the weirdest feeling. Kind of fun. I like stuff like this. Like, I think it's kind of fun, spontaneous, and exciting. Of course, there's a part of me that is like, oh my gosh, like the type A part of me, I just want to plan. Like, I want to find a place to live. I want to find a job. I want to be able to plan for wherever we're going to live in a few months. Match day is going to be very exciting because he gets an envelope in the mail and it's a letter. And basically how it works is they say, congratulations, you matched at wherever he matches, and that is like a signed contract. Like, we are going there. There's no like going back and saying, wait, I don't want to go. Like, we are going there no matter what. So when we open that letter, we find out where we're moving to come the end of May. Now, the whole matching process is actually a really in-depth, more complex system that I'm not going to explain right now, because trust me, it's taken me years to even understand it. I've had to ask a lot of questions. If you're interested in how that works, I'll have it linked down below just in case you're intrigued by it, or you're dating someone in medical school and you want to know how it works. But essentially, it's a matching process. He interviews at different programs. They're obviously interviewing a lot of different students, and he is going to rank his top program. They rank their top interviewees. They match them whatever the average is out to be. The highest one he ranked and the one that ranked him the highest. So it's all up in the air. There's not a lot of predicting. It's not like, oh, we're definitely gonna get one of these two. We're hoping that he gets one of his top 2 choices, but that's not always the case. Sometimes people get their 5th or 6th option. We have 9 options of where we can move to. We'll be moving to Hershey, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is so far away from Missouri, so far away from everything we know. It'd be such a culture shock, but it's a possibility. We could be moving to Ann Arbor, Michigan, Omaha, Nebraska, Rochester, Minnesota, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, or we could be back in St. Louis or Columbia, Missouri. So I cannot wait for the day that I can announce it to you guys. This is not an announcement video. I will make a whole separate post for all of that. And of course, I will be bringing you guys along with me through it all, through packing up and moving across the country potentially. I really want to rent a house this year. We're not buying a house yet, but I've been living in apartments, you guys, since I was 20. I'm over it. I'm 25. I'm ready to move on. I want to get a house. So I'll take you with me through the process of house hunting, job hunting, potentially finding a teaching job in another state. That's sounds like a really daunting process to me. And that brings me to some questions that I get all the time. Are you teaching next year? Are you quitting teaching? Are you going to do YouTube full-time? And I know I've definitely mentioned this in a lot of videos in the past with no real concrete answers. And unfortunately, I still don't have a concrete answer for you guys. I'm definitely a very go with the flow person. Like, I just kind of wait and see how things turn out. I do want to continue teaching. This is not going to be my last year of teaching. I know it. I love teaching too much just to up and quit. And I don't want to quit. This year has been very challenging. And there's been a lot of days where I question if I want to continue teaching. And I know I'm not the only teacher that has admitted that. I think there's a lot of days where I think, wow, like maybe after this year I'm just done, you know? But there's also on the other side a lot of days where I think there's no way I could leave this. Like, I love it. It's a part of who I am. I just love teaching so much, and I think I would really miss it if I left. Now, does that mean I'm going to be teaching next year or this year? I keep saying next year, but I forget it's already 2022. The next school year though, that I don't know, because that all depends on where we end up moving. If we end up moving to St. Louis, I feel like the job hunt process would be a lot easier for me, and the opportunity to get jobs there might be a little bit easier for me. Whereas if we move across the country to a state I'm unfamiliar with, to school districts I'm unfamiliar with, I think that process could be a lot harder for me, not to mention having to renew my teaching certificate and all of that I'd be facing. Whenever I start thinking about all of that amongst having to move and find a place to live, it makes me a little stressed out. And I'm at the point where I will apply for jobs, but I'm not going to stress myself out to the point of like bending over backwards to contact all these schools after school just to get a teaching job. The reason being is I feel comfortable doing YouTube and social media full time for the time being. Now, is this my permanent career change? No, that's not what I'm saying. I personally can't see myself leaving teaching quite yet. Maybe in a few years when I have a family, I'll take some years off of teaching, but I don't think I'm done yet. However, with the move and all of that, I could see myself taking a year away from teaching just to get situated in a new state and kind of just take a year, you know? And I feel really blessed that I have kind of the luxury of being able to take a year, and I know a lot of people don't have that, but for me currently, financially, I do feel comfortable taking a year off of teaching. I know this is a lot, you guys, and I know it's like there's no concrete answer and you're like, okay, we need to know, is there gonna be teaching content? Yes or no? And I have a lot of people that subscribe to me purely for teaching content, which I 100% understand. That's what I signed up for when I started my YouTube and Instagram. I was a teacher. That's all I posted about. That was in my entire life. It consumed my life, and it's still consuming my life. I still teach full-time. I am still a teacher, and I think always will be one at heart, but who knows what's going to happen this year. And I really hope you guys will stick around for the adventure, because if you're up to it, I'm up to it. Like, I can't wait to kind of add more to this channel and show you guys more of my life, more of my family and my friends. And if I am not teaching this year, I 100% will still be posting on YouTube regularly, and it'll just be a little bit different. It'll just be a little bit different content. Of course, I'll still keep the conversations about teaching going, but it's not going to be the only thing on this channel. I did ask you guys to ask me some questions over on Instagram, so I want to answer a couple of those. Overall, is teaching fulfilling enough when you account stress and low salary into it? And I think I've had a few questions just about, is teaching worth it? I'm gonna say yes, just because I never had a moment where I regretted going into teaching, where I regretted going to college for teaching. Simply because I think it was just my path. It was what I was meant to do, and I still think it's what I'm meant to do, and it's what I'm good at, it's what I thrive in, it's what I'm passionate about, and so I would never regret going into teaching. Are there days where you wonder, is this worth it? I mean, the low pay and the low appreciation for what we do every day, sometimes that can feel defeating, and you feel like you're just not getting the appreciation that you deserve. And with such a tough job, yes, there are days where you wish that there was more, but I would say yes. If you're going into teaching, I would say it's worth it if you have a passion for it. Would you say teaching has its ups and downs just like any other job? Yes, and that's the thing. I have some people that say, people are always talking about the downsides of teaching, you know, and there's downsides to any job, and that's what I know. I'm not naive to think, oh, I'm gonna quit teaching and then whatever job I end up having instead of teaching will be this perfect unicorn job. And no, I mean, every job has its downsides. At the end of the day, a job is a job. It's stressful, it's hard, it has its moments where you don't want to be doing it, but to me, the positives outweigh the negatives, at least right now, and that's why I'm still doing it. What would it take for you to stay in teaching if you're looking to leave? Like I said, I'm not necessarily looking to leave. I think sometimes life situations are just out of your control, and if because of those situations I end up not teaching for a year, that's not necessarily because I'm like, oh, I hate teaching, I'm leaving. It's not the case at all. However, everyone knows teachers need to be paid more, and personally, after having a lot of jobs in my lifetime, the amount of work and energy and stress, physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, emotional exhaustion that goes into the job, it's a lot. And so whenever you're not getting paid enough, whenever it's hard to budget and have money for things that you enjoy, you know, that can take a toll on you. And there's definitely, you know, something there for why teachers quit. I think if teachers are gonna stay, the good teachers are gonna stay, there needs to be a change. I think teachers aren't compensated for all the work that they do, and that's just, it's not sustainable. And I'm worried for the future of education. I'm worried that teachers are gonna be leaving left and right, and eventually, then what are you gonna do when you don't have teachers, you know? if you're not compensating them for their time, effort, and energy and all that they do, they're not going to stick around. Just like any job, you know, people always say, well, that's what you signed up for. You're a teacher, you're this hero, this like selfless person, like this is your job, this is what you signed up for. Yes and no, it's still a job. We're still humans. We still need to pay rent. We still need to provide for our families, provide for ourselves. And if we can't do that, then no, it's not worth it to be putting ourselves under all this stress. So yeah, there's something to that of, well, you decided to go into teaching, of course, and we knew what we were getting into, but I don't think you can fully comprehend it until you're 100% in the thick of it. Are there other jobs besides teaching that you can do with a bachelor's in elementary education? This is a huge question, probably one of the most Googled questions out there, because I know every single teacher in their life has Googled this question if they've thought about leaving. And yes, there are other jobs that you can do outside of teaching. I'll put a little list of like some jobs that you can do with an elementary education degree. I know some personal friends of mine that have quit teaching and gone into other career paths. Some questions about life outside of teaching. Is Kyle's residency paid? Yes. So that's something that's really exciting for us, is that, like I said, Kyle's been in medical school the last 4 years. So he did 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school. So he's been a student for the past 8 years, which means no money. He has not been paid a single dime. He has actually gone into debt. He has been paying the schools hundreds of thousands of dollars to be in medical school. And so no, he has not been paid the last few years, but now he's gonna finally be getting paid during residency. Kind of like teachers, is it enough money for all the work that he's gonna be putting in? No, they highly underpay residents. Not gonna go into it, that's a whole other topic, but residents are very severely underpaid for the amount of hours that they put in. But it's something. He's getting paid, which will be nice. Are you excited for the big move? Yes, I know I said I was, but I just want to preface that I am really excited about it, and I think I am the type of person, I love change, I thrive off of change, and I have been living in Missouri my entire life, so if it came to moving to another state, it would be a great change for me personally. Just thinking of the positives, there are a lot of positives to moving. If we move back to St. Louis, I would be thrilled because I grew up in St. Louis, my family's there, my friends are there, it'd be a great place for me to live. And so there's positives to either side. No matter where we end up moving, I'm gonna be positive and have an open mind about it. When are you having kids? Are you guys getting married? Someone else asked, is Kyle proposing soon? Engagement, question mark. A lot of questions about engagement. So think about it this way, guys. He's been in medical school, like I said, for 4 years, making zilch. So he doesn't have money to buy a ring right now. We talk about marriage. Yes, we want to get married. Yes, we plan on getting married, but no, he has not bought a ring. He's not planning on proposing anytime soon. He's making money for the first time in his life this year. I'm not going to say go spend it on a diamond. So yeah, don't worry guys. There's definitely going to be an engagement in the next couple years, but it's not going to happen quite so soon. Marriage, kids, all of that, it will be happening in the next few years, just a little bit down the road. We're still young. I'm 25, he is 25. We both turned 26 this year, so to us, it's a perfect time for us to get up and move and go explore and live somewhere different. And it's just us two. We're single, we don't have kids. You know, it's like, why not? We're in our prime, so we're not rushing to get married and have kids in the next year. All right, lots and lots of questions, which I always do a Sunday Q&A over on my Instagram. So if you have more questions for me, please follow me on Instagram, because I try to answer as many of your questions as possible on every single week, pretty much whenever I do those Q&As. But I hope this video gave you some insight into what is happening this year for me, and why I've had this like internal struggle of like teaching or doing YouTube full time. It's not because I hate teaching. It's not because I'm leaving the field. Yes, we definitely have a teacher crisis going on right now. We have a crisis in the education field that I am very worried about, but that's not why I wouldn't teach this year. It's just life happens, and you got to roll with the punches. And that's why I'm personally so excited, because I am excited for some change, just to do something different, and I'm excited for you guys to come along with me and to experience life with me. And there's so many of you that have been with me since student teaching days and my first year of teaching, and I'm so grateful for you guys, and honestly just your love and support for this channel. I am forever grateful for those of you who have just supported me the entire way, and not only supported but encouraged me, and you've given me the confidence that I really needed to get into YouTube, which was my dream for so long, and it's because of you guys that encourage me every single day to keep doing it. So I just want to say thank you, because I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you guys and your support. If you guys have any other questions for me, please leave them down below. I'll be replying to comments down below over the next couple days. I'll try to answer all of your questions if you have any, but again, just thank you for your support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. It really supports my channel. I'm going to finish the last few bites of my burger here and head home, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.